You hear that, Sheikh Maktoum? I'm going with Canelo, La Raza. We're going to beat your guy Crawford, Mr. Ping Ping guy.
But like I said, when you have two great fighters, great things can happen. But I could see even Crawford getting knocked out like Amir Khan style, though.
Someone named Dmitry Bivol made a game-changing idea that could give Terence Crawford the edge he needs to beat Canelo Alvarez.
We don't know how he will deal with this. He needs to get used to the power and pressure of 168.
As someone who has already beaten Canelo, Bivol believes that Crawford can do the same. But he doesn't think it's just about strength or even weight. Dealing with a real 168-pounder means putting pressure on them, being smart, and changing how you move to deal with their strength. Bivol didn't just say that Crawford might win. He said even worse, Canelo would have a terrible night, assuming Crawford sticks to the right plan.
It's not about only getting used to the power, and it's also about be mentally ready. Because when people are not prepared them mentally, they like afraid or scared, you become weak, your body become weak, you know. When something happened and it's something new and you wasn't ready for this, we all know these feelings, like the body become melting, like just soft, you know. And mentality is very important also for this fight. Even his one weight class or two weight class lower.
Because Bivol talked to Canelo, what he said is more important. The Mexican giant has been in the ring with him before, so he knows what it's like. It was clear what he meant. Even though Crawford is lighter than his opponent, he can still win if he focuses on meeting their strength and pressure. He thinks Crawford's chances are real, not just hopeful.
To move up for two weight classes, yeah, or not. But then I saw him in Dubai maybe a month ago. I saw him. He's big, and he has very good skills. He's one of my favorite boxers. He able to win this fight, but there is a lot of but. And even not but, there is a lot of things, small things, which we don't know how he will deal with this. He needs to get used to the power and pressure of 168.
Bivol backs Crawford, but some other fighting experts have said different things. It was one of the most surprising things that Khabib Nurmagomedov's teacher, Javier Mendez, said. Mendez strongly picked Canelo to win, even though he was biased. He said that as a Mexican, it's hard not to support a boxer like Canelo, whom he already thinks is great. He believes in and supports Canelo, even though he admires Crawford and thinks he is one of the best and toughest fighters in the world.
Canelo and Crawford are going to make, but that's going to be an interesting scenario there. I'm going to go with, you hear that, Sheikh Maktoum? I'm going with Canelo, La Raza. We're going to beat your guy Crawford, Mr. Ping Ping guy.
Yeah? Is it because he's Mexican and you're being biased towards?
Of course I'm being biased. He's Mexican, I'm Mexican. Even though Crawford is a badass, he's probably one of the best I've ever seen. But yeah, the Latino. Yeah, why not? He's like me. Why not? I like Canelo. I like Canelo anyway, so.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia, who used to train with Canelo a lot, had a different strong view. Garcia made his feelings very clear when he said he doesn't think Crawford will beat Canelo. He even said that Crawford might be knocked out like Amir Khan was when he lost to Canelo in 2016 by serious knockout. Garcia made it clear that he had trained with Canelo and seen how strong he really was, even when he was up against stronger opponents. Garcia says this changes everything because Canelo will be the bigger man in a fight for the first time in a long time.
But like I said, when you have two great fighters, great things can happen. But I could see even Crawford getting knocked out like Amir Khan style, though. I think Crawford's also going to try to implement like kind of what Floyd did, kind of stand your ground a little bit, trying to catch up. But he doesn't have the same defense as Floyd. That's the thing. But I do see him trying to take that approach where he tries to like stand his ground, kind of hold his ground. I won't say try to push Canelo back, but hold his ground.
Garcia also said that Canelo is free to fight this time because he is not limited by his size, that makes him even more dangerous. Garcia thinks that Canelo's size, power, and ability to push back even heavyweights could be too much for Crawford, especially if Crawford's defense breaks down. Garcia agreed that Crawford is a great fighter who can show critics they are wrong.
I don't see it happening, but he could definitely prove me wrong. But I just think, bro, like, I mean, I've trained with Canelo, I've been around him. Bro can really push back heavyweight. So I don't know how he's like, because this is the first time Canelo's actually bigger than somebody in a long time. So it's like the weights are lifted off, and now he could fight even more freely, you know? So I'm actually interested to see, bro. I can't wait for the fight. I'm definitely going to be backing Canelo, but, you know, Crawford is a great fighter, and he could surprise me. But right now, where I would put my money is Canelo Alvarez.
Oscar de la Hoya, who used to be a 6-weight world champion, also added to the conversation. He knew Crawford was smarter and more skilled than him, but he didn't think it would be enough. It was said by de la Hoya that Canelo's strength and size would finally wear down Crawford. In the beginning, he thought it would be close, with Crawford possibly outboxing Canelo, but that Crawford's bigger size would finally catch up with him. Once the later rounds come around, he says, the fight could become too easy for Canelo against de la Hoya. It would be too much to handle in the long run, even if Crawford showed promise at first.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
That's the million-dollar question. When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all.
No.
Berlanga's a big kid.
Right. Yeah.
So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. Right. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork.
The fight was also talked about by Shawn, who is one of the biggest stars in boxing. Just because Terence Crawford was there, he saw that this fight could happen. He went on to praise Crawford for taking on the task and keeping up team spirit even though he was being criticized all the time. He thinks that Crawford does have a chance to win. He said that Crawford was one of the best fighters of this age and praised his skills, his ability to switch stances, and how tough he was on the inside.
Why, if you are a Crawford camp, you gotta like this fight because you know that you definitely have somebody who's gonna fight in your rhythm, in the flow that your current runs in. You know, his current is I'm out, I'm in. You know what I mean? He likes somebody coming after him. This is what he's done his whole life. He's had to turn it on to go after guys, including me. Goddamn, I'm like, what the hell? You know what I mean? So, you know, this fight in a lot of ways early on could be a very interesting fight because it's one that like works in the rhythm of both guys. Because this is what Canelo does and what he likes to do. And I'm okay if I'm only getting elbows, and I'm okay if I'm swinging and I'm missing because I'm gonna catch up to you eventually. You know.
A well-known boxer named Gilly the Kid added his praise to the group. He praised Terence Crawford for taking on such a difficult task by moving up to weight classes. He thinks that Crawford's bold move makes him even more dangerous and solidifies his reputation as one of the best fighters of all time.
Canelo and Bud. Who you like in this fight?
Canelo.
Why? Because Bud had to move up 3 classes?
Yes. And in the history of boxing, I've never seen anybody move up 2 classes and be successful.
Well, Roy did.
I mean, but not in one jump. Not in one leap.
Right, you're right.
It was a here,
right.
Light, heavyweight, fight a few fights, right. Okay, heavyweight. We talking about he just fought 147 one fight ago.
Right.
And then you gonna fight at 168?
Yeah. Cause did he fight his last fight at 54?
Yes, just one fight though.
And so now he'd go from 54 to 60 to 68.
Right.
And then he doesn't have a rehydration clause, so Canelo might be 180. 185, 190.
Gilly also made his prediction for the fight. He made it clear that, despite all the negative press Crawford is getting, he believes Terence Crawford has what it takes to beat Canelo Alvarez. By beating Canelo with better fighting, he thought Crawford would become one of the best fighters of all time. It was one of the bravest predictions that Stephen A. Smith made that Crawford would beat Canelo. Smith said on All the Smoke that he likes Canelo, but he thinks Crawford's speed, movement, and fighting smarts will be too much for him. He said that Crawford would win by a clear margin. Smith said that even though Canelo is very tough to beat, he could still lose by being outboxed. He thinks that Crawford is just faster, smarter, and more skilled, which makes him better at controlling distance and using footwork to win rounds. He said that Crawford would be in charge and win the fight if he switched positions, used the jab, and dodged big fights.
You got a love for boxing.
Yes, love boxing.
Who gonna win the fight, man? That's coming up. The biggest fight in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
When I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and a neck as wide as Broadway for crying out loud.
Right.
It's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yeah.
That's not beating Crawford.
The middleweight boxer Chiron Davis had a different view. Davis has sparred with both Canelo and Crawford. Davis leaned against Canelo because he knew both athletes were very good. He said that Canelo's size and strength made a big difference, and that Crawford probably wouldn't be able to hurt him with a single punch. Davis says that along with Canelo's chin, his ring smarts and smart defense make him hard to hurt. It's not easy to stay sharp round after round, so Crawford would have to rely on body work, he told us. Davis said that if he had to bet, he would back Canelo because he is physically stronger than Crawford, not because Crawford isn't very good.
Have you been in there with Crawford? Yeah. So you've been in there with Crawford, you've been in there with Canelo. What can you take from sparring both of them to gauge what's gonna happen in September?
Preparation is gonna definitely be everything. Crawford adjusting to the 168 pound division. I know he's been sitting at a heavier weight for a while, but he's been showing his training and stuff. So that's definitely gonna help him. Canelo experience. But then you got Crawford, got great experience as well. It's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a good chess match. I expect a great fight. If I had to favor somebody, I would just pick Canelo because of the weight disparity. Canelo is naturally sits really well at 168.
He then said that Canelo is a dangerous opponent because he knows how to set traps in the ring and has a lot of experience doing it. If the opponent is stronger and smarter than Crawford, even though Crawford is faster and more agile, the opponent is still stronger and smarter. Because Crawford has never fought someone this physically strong before, Canelo could knock Davis out with just one punch.
And it's just always tough for a guy to come to 168 and come from grab that many weight classes up and do something like that. If he does it, if anybody could do it, it'll be Terrence Crawford.
Many boxers, coaches, commentators, and analysts have given their thoughts on the upcoming fight between Canelo and Crawford, which has made people even more excited. Why is the fight so interesting? Because both of the competitors are great in their own right. Canelo adds powerful blows to the fight, as well as knowledge and strength. Crawford brings speed, accuracy, and smooth movement to the team. One fighter is putting on more weight. The other is facing someone smaller for the first time in years. It's a battle of great artists, styles, and times.
I think Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's physically kind of big, but height wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so now.
Corey, how you got a decision to stoppage? Because Breadman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop him.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and him got on the phone, talked about it, but I think that's possible. I'm not saying that it's going to happen.
It's possible that Dmitry Bivol gave the instructions to Crawford. He may be able to do it, but only time will tell. Some people say he will be too small. Some people believe he's too good. There is more going on than just a fist fight. It tests your boxing skills, your willpower, and your plan. This fight will decide one of the biggest surprises in modern boxing. Whether it ends in a knockout, a draw, or a surprise,
Crawford Canelo, I still say Canelo.
I got Canelo too.
I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more.
Yep.
However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should test the waters even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. But hey, they say he's a dog. He's got shot in the head and drove to the hospital, so maybe that's just his mentality.
Hey, let's see. Only one way to find out till that day comes.
It's the only way, but I definitely think that it's a great fight overall. You know, black and brown is how you get down.
if you're ready for one of the most exciting fights in history. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this with other fighting fans. Which do you think will win, Canelo or Crawford? Please write what you think below. Sign up for Ring Rivalry to get more exclusive previews of fights, honest comments, and behind-the-scenes looks.